Hello everybody, and welcome back to some All the Mods 9 to the Sky. How you guys doing today? I hope you are doing well. I am. So, last episode, we got together and we set up all this. This thing is still running. It takes a lot of sulfur to do this, and we're still actually gaining more than we are losing. So, but it's running well. We're getting plenty of heavy water. We're getting lithium. We're getting brine. So we're ready to move on about our business. We are going to spend today working on something different. So we're not actually going to do. We're going to do something first as far as quest completion, kind of progress in the pack. But then we're going to advance our AE stuff. I want to get into the quantum stuff. We're going to get into some more extended stuff. We're going to try to, I don't necessarily say we'll finish it up, but I want to get some stuff done before we get any further. So, but as far as our quest parts today, we're going to work on our next bit of business for our All the Mod Star. Should be easy enough stuff to do. Working towards getting the generator stuff made. We'll probably go with this one. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that. So all this should be fairly easy for us to do. Not extended, that's advanced. Let's craft up one of those. There we go. There is that quest complete. And then we need to set the recipes for this. Not that guy. I want down here. So the recipe for that. And the recipe for that. So we should be able to throw all of these in here. And make our high density power capacitor. And we've got another spot of our ATM star automated. Awesome. Alright, so as far as our AE2 stuff goes, first things first. I want to set this up to where this is not doing just one at a time. I don't know if it's going to make this any faster, but we're going to start setting up a whole new section for. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll work. We can turn our magnet back on and ready to go about doing this. So I want to reset up some inscribers. I'm going to need one. We're going to wind up needing a few of these. So uses. We're going to need one. We're going to need for one of those. We're just going to set up a line for these, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to need my memory card. We're going to need some fluix cables. We're going to need some dense cables. I don't think I have showed you all this or not. Let's go back upstairs. Let's go in here. Nope, not this one. Let's go into this one. And I have moved our matter condensers over here to where they are running all the time. Because we're going to need a bunch of matter balls, and we're going to need a bunch of singularities to get through all this. Still got them running the same way. They're running with water. I've got them running about as fast as I can get them to go. So, but yeah, we've got that. So, now, I'm going to get our inscribers set up. I'm going to just go ahead and figure out how many of them we're going to need, and then we'll go from there. I'll be back. Alright, so we're back. So we've made some progress. One, I've got these guys moved down here, set up to where they will now do a stack of each of these. So I've got them set up with each of the different presses to work. This one over here is set up with the ender dust, and this guy here is actually set up to make the quantum infused dust. We'll get into that in just a minute. And over here we've got reaction chambers. We've got one with lava, one with water, and one with quantum infusion. These are used with the lava to make the sky steel and to make the shattered singularity. The water to make the quantum processor, the accumulation processor, and to make the quantum infusion with the dust. And the quantum infusion one is set up for the quantum alloy. Now, all of these are set up to make. I didn't make. Oh no. So, in order to make all these different things, we've got the different processors we need. The printed quantum circuit. We need the press with the quantum alloy that gives us a circuit. And then we need the quantum processor, which is 4 of those, 4 of the printed silicon, and 4 redstone dust gives us 4 of them. So that's to make all of the different processors that we're going to need to do this. Now I've got recipes set up for a bunch of stuff now. If we go in here, we can make all the way up to the 256 million. The only problem is we don't have enough CPU for that. So yeah, that's what we're working on now. Basically what I'm working towards, and that's not going to work. If we come in here and look, we're going to be making basically a quantum computer core. It's another multi-block structure like these, but where these are for holding patterns, these is to combine all of this into one big structure. It can be as simple as needing just this guy by itself, which will give you 256 million crafting storage and 8 threads, which is way more than what we've already got already. We've got 5 threads, and I don't know the exact number as far as the processing part, but so but we'll need to make the multi-block structure. To fill anything in, we're going to need to make a 5 by 5. It can be as big as a 7 by 7. To do a 3 by 3, it's pointless. The only thing you could put in it would be the quantum core, and that's basically, you can do that by itself. Inside of this, we're going to need some computer storage. We're going to go ahead and hopefully make the 256 million. We're going to make one of those. We're going to make the I believe it is well, we're going to make both. We're going to be making the data entangler. Let's click on this. If we go in here, here's the multi-block structure. This is a 5 by 5. So we can do this one by itself. We've got 2 different storages, the 128 and the 256. We're going to go with the 256. The data entangler, it affects the storage blocks in the multi-block, and it multiplies their storage by 4. So we can take the 256 and times it by 4. And then everything else will be basically a accelerator, which makes it all faster. But not only that, we can add one of the quantum computer multi-threaders to it, and it'll take whatever we have with these and multiply them by 4. So we can make this pretty quick. And then the rest of it has to be made, the outside of it is with these quantum computer structures. The computer structures aren't that bad. It's just quartz glass and skystone. The accelerators need the shattered singularity and the processors. The crafting unit is more of the processors, the applied energistic crafting unit, and a singularity. And then everything is just kind of, once we put the recipes in here, we can just do it right quick. So that is where we're headed with this. So now I need to get to crafting. This is probably going to take a little while to do. We are missing 128 million and the printed quantum circuit. That's... Did I forget to do that? Let's see here. Quantum processor. I did forget to make this one. So that one can come out. We need to put this guy over here. I've already got that in there. We can put that there. Okay. And I forgot the 128, which is this guy right here. But I do have the 256. Alright, so let's try this again. Quantum computer core. Everything is ready to go. This is going to take a while for this to do. We've got a lot of stuff, so I'm going to make all the parts, and then I will be back. Alright, so we are back. It has been a couple of days. I got done doing what I was doing, and had work, had some stuff going on, and we had some issues. I've been having pillagers spawn. So I've set up some of these crafts to go. I've learned something in the in-between time, and that is if we're going to be crafting a lot of stuff, not necessarily this stuff, but getting into the bigger storage stuff, we are going to definitely need to just set up and have this stuff ready to go, all the processors and stuff like that, because this was taking forever, and that's all it was waiting on the processors to be done. I did have an issue though. I waited forever for this stuff to craft, and I was having problems with these guys, and come to find out, if you don't fill up all of these with jobs, it will put any extra items. So where I was trying to craft like 70 of the quantum processors, it was putting the 64 in where it's supposed to go, and then the extra ones were going over here. I have no idea how to fix that outside of, I just threw some silicone in here to block anything from being able to go in its spot, and now it just stays full. It doesn't pull these guys out. It has to be something that's supposed to go in here in order for to block it. So, but we've got everything we need now to do this. So we've got our computer core. We've got I made 2 of these because we have to fill up, like this one, we've got to fill up every space on the inside. We've got our multi-threader. We have our data entangler. I have 14 accelerators. And then the rest of it, we're going to use quantum crafting units. This adds nothing to it other than to fill up the space. I honestly think this should be good enough for what we're going to need to do. And that block is now done, and we should be able to connect this. Let's go here. We have plenty of channels here. Flux cable. I need an anchor because this is just make things a mess. And then I just need some regular don't have any. Alright, so we've seen how fast that was to craft it. We're going to see how fast it is now. So this should be all connected. We should have plenty of all of that. Yeah, that it more or less made it instant. So we can get rid of all this. That frees up some channels. Can I? I can't break these apart. Oh, yeah, we can. Oh, I thought there was a way to do it. Just shift and right click. We put all this stuff back in the system. All that can go. We don't need that. I've got to clean up all of this. We can't. Oh, we can do that. So we've got 3G and 480 coprocessors. It's a lot of space. Well, so I just whacked these guys over here. We had the pillagers. Now I've got a raid. So now I've got to deal with this. What I should be doing is I need this guy, and I'm going to need a few of these. One, two, that'll work. Now I've got darkness. I don't want those. I'm waiting for... Where are the rest of these guys at? Really? Alright. Are you done? I do believe so. But all of our villagers are now gone. Not that we had many to begin with, but... Alright, so our next bit of business that I want to do is I talked about... That didn't help me at all for what I wanted. I was hoping to get some of the vexes and stuff like that to spawn and get that. We talked about the setting up and getting a bunch of stuff crafted up for the processors. I want to make the quantum crafter. This guy, if we come in here and look, we can set a craft in here and tell it that we want it to keep so many things going. So that is what we're going to see about doing. I don't know exactly how this thing works, but we're going to figure it out. So let's do that. And before we get this guy set up, I've got to get us some more disk space set up. While I was AFK waiting for things to craft, undoubtedly we're filling this guy up. And I don't even know what I've got that's going just straight. The only thing that I know of that I've got that's not going into any kind of storage drawers are these guys here. Well, I guess that would be what would be causing it. Because you've got 256k storage, and there's 300, 400 and a few, and plus all of these guys. So I guess that's what it is. So I've got a 4 million mega storage crafting up. I picked that one. It seemed like a good number to pick. So yeah, we'll get that, and then we will see about this crafting quantum crafter. All right. So for the moment, we're going to place this guy right here. And it needs power. And we're going to see if we can get this to work. And it's not going to do what I want it to do. And that sucks. We'll have to figure out a different way to do this, because this is a processing pattern. It'll only do, I guess, just crafting patterns. Cheap. Alright, so we're going to try plan B, which is this guy right here. Interface and a processor. Let's try this guy. That's not what I want. Let's get in here. So let's move this guy here. Amount to stock. We want 10,000. And I don't want it to... Alright. Let's do this one. And why is it not letting me? Because it's already connected and locked in process. And that's going to... Yeah, that's going to be a minute. Alright, so let's do this. Let's break that. That'll cancel that. Let's set this up. Let's keep 1,000. Do them in batches of 64. And then this guy. Now we can get our memory card and copy that. And automatically keeps in stock. So that guy. And now this should all start working. And if we come in here, that is doing what it needs to do. Awesome. So that'll keep at least 1,000 of these in stock, which once we get to that, I may switch at least the logic processors, because that seems to be what we use the most of. Lovely. That's what I wanted. So, but I think with that, that's going to be where we leave it off. Maybe a little bit shorter of an episode, but I don't have any sound. Oh, well, you all have sound. I don't have sound. I got done what I needed to get done. I don't know how well this right here is going to wind up working for us. I may have to switch to using these guys as these they work like the regular AE cells where we can only keep 63 types and a whole bunch of that space, which right now the only thing that, like I said, we're putting that in there. So we'll see how it goes, but these will just store whatever. So, but I think with that, there's no quests. We didn't do any. I mean, we did these guys here, and that was kind of it. So, but with that, that's where we're at. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.